Tell you what happens when multilingualism goes bad. Because there is this idea that children are like sponges. If you put them in a multilingual environment, they're just going to become multilingual. And that is not true at all. And there are severely damaging and risky results of making that assumption. I have seen kids in multilingual households where the parents speak different languages, and eventually the child might reject one of them because they just don't find it to be necessary or useful. I've seen kids get completely overwhelmed by being surrounded by too many languages and just not speak for years longer than they should start speaking. And I've seen kids, adults actually, I've met who were raised all over the world, picked up a little bit of the language wherever they were, but as adults could communicate in 4 or 5 languages, but had a strong accent and poor reading and writing skills in all of the languages. They were not a native speaker of any. So this idea that children are like sponges can be really dangerous. Now, what has worked best for me in raising my daughter, who is now 6 years old and has a 6-year-old level of English, 6-year-old level of French, and let's say a 5-year-old level of Czech, but she's picking up, catching up quickly, is that we identified a language with one person and kept that strictly organized. So I only spoke English to her, my wife only spoke French to her, and outside people only speak Czech to her. People were telling us, you live in the Czech Republic, you can communicate in Czech, you should speak Czech to your daughter. And we're like, no way, because how is her little brain supposed to know which words are English, which words are French, which words are Czech? They're all just words to her. But if she can identify them with a person, and anything I say she puts in the English drawer, anything my wife says she puts in the French drawer, etc., this is a really helpful and clear structure to make it clear why she needs to know those words, who she's using them to communicate with, and to put them together with everything else that is French, or as she used to call it, mama's language and papa's language. And it seems, fingers crossed, that this is providing her with a very clear structure of becoming multilingual and being able to organize those different languages. Don't assume that it's just organic and natural and that the kid is going to be able to sort it out in their brains. They are like sponges, but we have to give that sponge a structure for it to not just be a soppy, messy sponge, Let me know what you have learned about multilingualism and raising multilingual kids. And if this topic is interesting to you, then subscribe to follow the adventure.